My name is Jacqueline Michelle Norris, and this is my AEP 858 Module 11 case study, Everyday Counts. To begin with, when you see these pink highlighted words throughout the presentation, they're an indication of NELP standards that I've addressed. Section 1, summarize the case. To begin, a first-year principal tackled the attendance issues he discovered. The new principal took data from the first semester and analyzed it to find 5 key students with more than 10 absences in the first semester. The school had the lowest attendance rate out of all the high schools in the district. School personnel have been subjective about following district and aligned building policies. The principal decided stakeholders needed to be involved in corrective action, and he needed to create school culture that valued attendance. Continuing, the case takes place at Golden Oaks High School. It begins the day after being appointed as principal of this school. The school is adjacent to a metropolitan area where many parents take a 1 to 2 hour commute each day. Beginning in the second semester and after the attendance data is analyzed, changes to the culture of the school need to take place. To conclude Section 1, we find out that Mr. Rhodes is a brand new principal. Dr. Newman, the superintendent, gives the task of attendance improvement to Mr. Rhodes and tells him to enlist the help of social services and juvenile court because the school has a positive relationship and will assist in remedying the issue. School personnel involved in the case include the athletic director, who has favored and supported absences for varsity players, 2 ready-to-retire teachers at this low-turnover school do not report student absences on a regular basis. The school counselor does little to resolve declining student achievement, and the homeroom teachers are addressing absences but without input from administration or counselors. Attendance challenge students involved in this case include Karen, who is in 11th grade and married, Tyrone, who travels extensively with his parents, Christina, who attends many out-of-church meetings, Carl, who misses random days when he doesn't feel well, and John, the quarterback with an injury, who needs to rest on Friday afternoons also during school. Karen's parents want conferences with their teachers. Tyrone's parents explain their educational reasons justify his absences and assure the school that all the missing work will be completed within 1 week of returning to school. Christina's parents are communicated to by the algebra teacher. We don't know if they responded, but her minister wrote non-specific letters asking for excuses from school for out-of-town meetings. Carl's parents were visited by the truancy officer, who reported that Carl's parents didn't support strong attendance and that when Carl didn't feel well, he had their permission to stay home. Additionally, Carl's father stated his son's attendance was family business and that he, the father, had never finished school and Carl could simply work with him instead of finishing school. John's parents are not involved in the attendance story, however, the doctor granted that John could play football if he promised to continue physical therapy, which consisted of 2 days per week during school hours. Section 2. Report any legal or ethical issues. As we begin Section 2, we discuss harm. When students miss school, they miss learning. For this school, they lost the prestige of the best attendance in the district. Christina missed 2 exams and has earned lower grades than ever. Carl may come to harm if he does not graduate. John is harmed by missing classes regularly. Both students and adults are hurt in this attendance case. Going on, the existing laws show themselves in district's attendance policy. Compulsory attendance is legally governed by parens patria, or parent of the country, which grants children protection by the states from parents if they fail to provide for the welfare of their children. Education is healthy for states, and requirement of education is not an unreasonable exercise of state power. Continuing on, ethics in this case include the homeroom teacher not working with administration or counselors to resolve attendance issues. A huge ethics violation exists because the athletic director is favoring his football starting quarterback. Teachers are not acting ethically when they ignore requests from parents for meetings, as noted in Karen's file. Lastly, for this section, there may be a breach of contract because teachers are breaking attendance policies and taking liberties approving prearranged absences. Section 3. Synthesize in a single sentence. A first-year principal addresses an attendance deficiency by evaluating data, developing plans to communicate with stakeholders, and advocating for an equitable plan to inspire a school culture that values attendance because of the strong relationship between academic achievement and attending school. Section 4. Synthesize the facts. To begin Section 4, the known facts about the people in this case are that 5 students are having severe attendance issues and have missed more than 10 days in the first semester. The teachers at the school are breaking the district and school policy by approving, ignoring, and not sharing their responsibility of attendance. The athletic coach is breaking ethical codes by favoring his starring quarterback, blatantly discarding school attendance. Parents are requesting meetings, parents are also lackadaisical about attendance, and parents are justifying absences, and a parent said he doesn't care if his child goes to school or not. The superintendent, Dr. Newman, knows of the attendance troubles and enlists a new hire. This new principal, Mr. Rhodes, has an exciting challenge before him, and as they say, the greater the challenge, the greater the reward. Boy, is this one going to pay off. Continuing further, the unknown facts include if there is religious excusal policy, educational excursion policy, and health exemption policy. Does the school have a zero tolerance policy? Why are the teachers not accurately reporting absences? Are John's parents aware of his absences from class because the director is approving them? Do Christina's parents know she missed 2 major exams, and do they know that the algebra teacher would like a meeting? Furthermore, the known facts about the place of our case study is that Golden Oaks High School is a public secondary school that has 965 students. The school boasts a low turnover rate of staff, and many teachers are there 10-year plus veterans. The school used to be proud of its school attendance and had even earned recognition for this. However, times have changed and the school attendance is low enough to earn them a little title of the lowest percentage of student attendance in the district. Additionally, most of the students come from middle class, some are from high income, and some are from low income. The metropolis is where most of the parents work. It's next to the suburban town that's increasing in ethnic diversity. The parents may be fit generally into 3 categories. Some commute 1 to 2 hours in the city, some work for local businesses, and some manage their own businesses. For these reasons, many parents are not able to support their children's after-school activities. In the meantime, the unknown facts regarding the case place are: is there a vice principal at the school? Is there a dean of students for such a large high school? Are there diversity classes offered to support the incoming ethnicities? Are there free and reduced lunch services? And are there school community projects like food drives, sweater drives, and other drives for local charities? Meanwhile, these are the known facts regarding the programs at the school. Golden Oak is, as we said, a public high school. The school hosts 11 different sports. The school is big on football, and they have a rifle high school in the district. There are 31 different clubs and school-sponsored activities after school. Lastly, for Section 4, are the unknown facts regarding the programs. Is the school funded by grants? If so, do they have a grant writer? Which sports have high attendance? Which sports do the community also attend? Is there a late transportation available for students who stay for clubs? Are the clubs finite, or do they rotate in and out based on student needs or of interest? Plowing on ahead. Section 5 begins with polarization of information. We will begin with possible damage to stakeholders. Students who are chronically absent have damaging effects on their education. Parents who allow chronic absenteeism face a legal consequence. Teachers who knowingly ignore or inaccurately record attendance face disciplinary consequences. Administrators who do not have the difficult conversations have legal consequences. At this time, consultations include Karen's parents contacting the counselor, Tyrone's father and mother wrote letters explaining absences and educational excursions, Christina's algebra teacher wrote to parents requesting a meeting with no known response, Christina's minister had been in contact with her homeroom teacher, the truancy officer has contacted Carl's father, and John's surgeon has been in contact with the athletic director. To conclude Section 5 and to prioritize, research must be done to discover if there are state and district religious excusals, educational excursions, and health excusals. Statistics will need to be gathered and ready for parents and staff to drive home the message that chronic absenteeism affects educational success and dropout rates. Are parents or guardians responsible for attendance notes? Is the district a zero tolerance, or may attendance issues be handled case by case? Does John have a 504 in place? Does Karen's husband attend the same high school? Identify options and consequences. To begin with option 1 of Section 6, this is one option, although it hurts to even say it. Do nothing. Make no decisions. Teachers will keep absent from meetings, students will keep missing classes, athletics will keep resting his star player, and students will be less likely to succeed and drop out of school. Principal will lose his job due to a less than effective rating, and someone else will inherit the problems. Someone who can handle it. Someone from the FHSU Building Administrator Program. Section 6 continued. Option 2. Go nuclear. Mr. Rhodes starts by calling staff that have violated attendance policies into his office and dole out disciplinary consequences such as letter of reprimand and file and suspension without pay. He may also reach out to parents and let them know that their student faces grade retention. Mr. Rhodes will speak to the athletic director and threaten to fire him if he doesn't follow procedure, no matter how many championships he's won. Whew. With that out of the way, we will explore a comprehensive action that's not quite so bombastic and more thought out and level-headed. It is the happy medium that brings the balancing of various factors in each case and honors the precarious position of a newly hired principal in a veteran-heavy school. With the files on his desk, the principal needs to contact parents to make meetings. In person is most desirable, followed by a digital contract, and at the very least a phone call with each of the parents. During the meetings, attendance expectations are communicated with, along with a compassionate ear for the 5 unique situations. Solutions are pre-drafted, however flexibility may be observed. Ultimately, the goal is to improve attendance, to improve academics, and ensure community growth. During these meetings, the discussions may go as follows. The student Karen may need marital counseling or support. It is challenging to be a newlywed in normal circumstances, let alone trying to navigate a high school. The student Tyrone has offered to finish his work within a week of returning to school, so he will need to be held accountable for that. Additionally, he may need to be offered optional work that ties into his amazing opportunity at traveling and educational experiences. Care will need to be taken to encourage and recognize the family unit and importance they have placed on educational opportunities. The student Christine will need to have a guardian provide the attendance excuse for her religious education. If there is a religious excusal policy at school, and if there is not, the parents can ask the Board of Education to adopt one. The student Carl may be offered a GED prep course and encouraged to continue his vocational education. High school may not be the right fit for Carl since there are plans to work for his father. The school may find it in their best interest to support that option, even though it may affect their graduation rates. Of course, the job with his parents not work out, or if she changes his mind about receiving his degree early, Golden Oak High School will gladly accept his attendance and strict adherence to excuse absences. On a side note, some high schools and districts have adopted a 10% reduction in grade should attendance fall below minimum. Student John will need to build or modify his 504 health accommodations. We may explore things like 1 week extra time to complete assignments, or John will take a 5-minute break to stretch and hydrate with teacher permission. His Tuesday and Thursday therapy will need to be rescheduled at the earliest possibility. The teachers will work with the athletic director to ensure that John have access to the curriculum offered alternative and extended time to complete assignments. These agreements will need to be made in a large 504 meeting with parents, John, athletic director, attendance counselor, general education teachers, doctor, and physical therapist. Be continued. Next, a staff meeting regarding attendance should be started. Starting the meeting with the wishes of the superintendent to improve attendance. Since the staff is veteran teachers, they will want to remember their glory days of being recognized for the best attendance of the district. Questions will be posed to understand what made their attendance successful. Explain that the school already has the tools to improve attendance. The school is host to 11 sports and 31 clubs. Students should want to be at school. Now the tools will be sharpened and the school attendance mindset explored and dawned. After the introduction, the staff will synthesize attendance and academic success data. Essential questions will guide the data interpretation. Staff will work within groups within responsibilities in each group, will present their findings to the whole staff in a digital or paper poster fashion. With results from data analysis at hand showing there is a correlation between attendance and academic performance, a brainstorming session will be conducted as to how to encourage attendance given the amazing support of sports and clubs at school. Late school buses, after-school meals, grants will be suggested, I'm sure. Staff will have time to make an implementation plan. There will be data collected after implementation and follow-up meetings to reassess. Successes will be celebrated. Revisions will be made. The cycle will continue. To improve the mindset, a school family will have to focus on changing their sports from sports at school to student athletes. Student athletes, meaning they don't play if they don't have the grade. If they don't have attendance, they don't play either. School comes first, then sports. 31 clubs will be assessed for student interest. The goal here is to be there when the parents and guardians are not able. The school supports the home and facilitates the interests of the students. The clubs are there to assist the student of the family. Speaking of family, that's what each homeroom can be. That's why it's called homeroom. That's what the school is, your extended family. One that supports you, celebrates your successes, encourages you during your struggle. Attendance becomes habitual. Evaluate options. So, option 1, do nothing. Pros, less hassle. Easy for everyone else. Cons, everyone knows expectations. Nothing. Students will continue on their chronic attendance. I say thumbs down for that one. Option 2, go nuclear. Pros, teachers and staff know expectations. Students may have temporary attendance increase. Cons, hostile work environment. Resentment for the sneering new principal. Just right. Option 3. Pros, trusting relationships developed. Attendance improves. Cons, stakeholder resistance. People make fun of Mr. Rhodes. Section 8, best option. In option 3, individuals are considered. Each student in their unique case is considered for the best student development. Staff members feel safe and they are asked to reflect on their glory days of winning attendance. They are given time to reflect on current practices, given expectations for attendance, and asked to implement changes, collect data on that change, and celebrate success in a repeating cycle of confidence. The parents are made to know their student is heard, their needs are addressed, and expectations are communicated. The coach and minister feel value in their strength and are part of the facilitation of a bright future of our students. Side note, if you haven't seen this movie, To Sir with Love, see it! Section 9, imagine implementing your decision.